Welcome and welcome. It's a blessed day. I hope that you're good. Today is a great day, and before we start, I would love to have your attention on I'm celebrating one of the newest author around, Andrew. It took him 2 years before he could realize himself as an author. Celebrating him taking the step forward, especially during this time when everyone is just watching and waiting for things to get back to where they were. He's moved and transformed to the next level. My challenge for you, have you moved to the next level? If you haven't, what are you waiting for? Welcome once again. My name is Winnie Kamuya, CEO, International Renaissance Center, an international best-selling author, a speaker, and a coach. And today, I want to ask you, are you ready to fight for your dream, to make it a reality? Because I want us to learn more from Christopher Reeve, because what he says really can inspire you to make sure that you can make your dream a reality. So today, I want us to pick some lessons, to pick some insights that can help us to make our dreams inevitable and make them a reality. And that is why I began by celebrating the newest author in town, Andrew. Because I know holding onto a dream, onto something that you want to realize, can take forever if you don't take the first step. And that is why I said it all begins in your mindset. And if we can deal with what's going in between here, then we can realize what we actually have been desiring to realize. That dream that you're holding on, that vision of where you see yourself. Don't let it go. Don't let it be stolen. And don't let obstacles, challenges, or anything hold you back. It might delay, but delay does not mean stop. It might change, like you have to use different strategies, different routes to get there. It doesn't mean stop. Keep going. It might take longer than you planned. That's the nature of life. And you mustn't give up, because if God, the universe, has allowed you to be here, you still have time to make it happen. And it's up to you to make sure you make it happen. So what does Christopher say? So Christopher says, so many of our dreams at first seem impossible, then they seem improbable, and then when we summon the will, they become inevitable. Wow, what a beginning. What a quote. Let me read it again for you. Christopher Reeve says, so many of our dreams at first seem impossible. Then they seem improbable. And then when we summon the will, they soon become inevitable. Have you summoned the will for your dream? Are you going to realize it? Because all that has been standing in the way is you and no one else. It's you, no one else. So you have been standing in the way of your own dream. You have been sabotaging yourself. You are responsible for not moving to your desired life. And you can change today and make it happen. They say that most people And I say most because when you look at the people who are taking action, and that could be 5%, which means they are realizing their dreams, their visions. 5%. Most and majority of people stop at the point of making decision, very close to that moment when they need to make the decision. They stop. Why? Because they are comfortable being where they are, being who they are, rather than being or moving to a place where they will be required to change, or they are uncertain what's going to happen in the next level. Who will I be? What will be required of me to be there? And hence, I would rather stay here where I'm more familiar and I know everything than go here where I don't know what will be expected of me, and I'm scared. I'm scared of the unknown. I'm scared that if I go up, then everybody will be feeling that they are insecure around me. Everybody will not be happy. They are scared of the unknown. I don't believe it is you. Because I know one thing, that if you're watching this video, it means you are ready and you are among the 5, and you want to be celebrated, and you want actually to move to the next level because you are tired of being stuck. And if you are tired of being stuck, you want to make your dream a reality, and you want to make it inevitable. So let's learn from Christopher. Christopher has got an interesting story, and when we learn and we can get insights from him, then we'll be able to borrow or learn some strategies that we could apply to make sure what has been holding us here stops. What has made us feel stuck moves away. And ourselves, or you, instead of feeling stuck because of your own self, you change the story. Because that story has been going on and on and on. And we want to put a stop to that story. Christopher became quadriplegic due to horse riding accident in his early 40s. And with that, he had to change a lot of things. And you can imagine, if you are going to change the world and you are already quadriplegic, what do you need to do? Because your life has suddenly changed. And now you've got to do things differently. How will you do differently when you have a new challenge and something you consider as an obstacle? And I want to share 5 strategies that you can use to move yourself forward, and from what he learned and what he realized that could help him to move forward. So 5 things that will make your dream happen if you really are serious about seeing and realizing. So, number 1, remember we have already dreamed, and one of the good things is that we planted the dream. So if we planted the dream, and we talked about leaving fear behind, we said we leave fear behind, we said we're not going to allow anyone to deter us from that. So if you're not going to allow anybody to deter us, and we are going to avoid feeling like we're stuck because there are so many obstacles on our way, and then we must leave this fear behind us, and we want to move forward and make sure our dream is inevitable. We have to realize it. What are some of the 5 things that we can do to make this happen? Number 1, allow an outlet for your dreams. How do you allow an outlet? How do you make sure that you can say this? Is it by reading, meditating? Is it by, yesterday we talked about vision boards. And if you don't know what is a vision board, I also mentioned get images that represent what you want to see at the end. Is it a book? What book is it? What is the title of the book? You can't realize that unless you can see. I've held on to my title for so long. Even before I had the book, I knew it was Shatter Your Glass Ceiling. Shatter Your Glass Ceiling. I held on to that. What is it that you must hold on? Because you know when you have that, when you meditate, you can now continue thinking more. And when you meditate and you journal also, to help you to get clarity. Number 2, even if you believe your dreams are impossible, forge ahead. What did we say in the first quote? We said, when you summon the will, they soon become inevitable. That is what Christopher said. So even if you believe your dreams are impossible, forge ahead. Unless you start, you really can't know. You have to start. And I keep saying, be mindful, be present. When you are present and you have a dream and a purpose, you know what it is that you want, why you want it, and you don't have a how, you will realize. When you're present, people, things will appear, and they will be for what you have always been seeking. So be mindful, be present, be aware, because your solution will always be around you. Number 3, decide to pursue your dream. You can't stop. We said it has to be inevitable. You have to summon the will, as in make decision with absolute certainty that I want to realize this, because I believe this is my dream and this is my what, and you know your why. Why is it important to you, and what is that dream? What will it change in the world? Because maybe that's the reason you are supposed to go through and realize that dream. Number 4, act on your ideas. Oh, don't just dream. Don't just dream and leave it. Yesterday I talked about, don't just think about your dream and do nothing. You have to do something. Remember, you have to tell yourself, and you have to be doing something small every day. If you're doing something small, you'll find yourself moving closer. Do something anyway. Don't just think or dream, meditate, journal without doing anything. Just do something and remain present. Act on your ideas. The good thing is that when you start taking steps, and if you are mindful and present, you will notice when things that are supposed to connect you to your destiny appear. It is true, because I know the time I summoned my will to be an author, and my book took 9 years because I wasn't certain. It took 9 years. I knew I could write a book. I wasn't certain. And because of that, I didn't find like the people or what I needed to find for the book to happen. But the time I summoned my will and I said it has to be done, it has to be realized, I took 3 months to have my book. So summon your will, and you will be surprised when people, resources, and whatever you need to make your dream happen just appear. Just be present to notice that, because you can also miss that. Number 5, set up mini goals and celebrate when you achieve. I love this. If you're going to climb a mountain, and the nearest mountain around me is Mount Kenya, the other mountain that is close is Mount Kilimanjaro. And I want you to imagine you've been asked to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, I think, which is much easier to climb than Mount Kenya. And if you have to climb the mountain, for sure you will not just wake up today and just go and start climbing. You've got to set some mini goals to make sure when you start climbing the mountain, you're ready for it and you will do it until the peak. So, mini goals and celebrate. In fact, they say when you go climbing Mount Kilimanjaro, which my son did at the age of 15, is that every point, there are certain points they've marked. When you reach there, you celebrate. Why do they celebrate? They say, what gets celebrated gets repeated. So when you reach that level, you celebrate. When you reach that level, you celebrate. When you reach that level, you celebrate. Because with each, the body or the subconscious realizes you are doing the right thing. With that, it will help you reach the peak. And that's your goal, to realize a dream. So if you're not celebrating, how else are you going to know when you reach? And maybe that's why you feel you are still here, but you are not appreciative of anything because you don't realize you've gone through different levels and you've suddenly reached at the peak and you don't realize you're at the peak. So make sure you have small goals and celebrate them when you achieve them, because that will give you some motivation and inspiration to go on. Especially, you could be reaching some places, it's too steep and too many challenges, you don't know what to do. But when you celebrate, because you can look back and see, really I've come from far, then you can move forward. That said, I'm sure those 5 strategies will help you to make sure your dreams are inevitable and that you bring them to reality. So for today, this is my challenge for you. I'd like you to keep your dream alive. And if you are keeping your dream alive, I would like you to make a list of activities that you could do each day to support your dream. What could that be? Maybe it's reading more about why or what or how your dream will become a reality. You want it to be a reality, then you need to know more about it. And more about it could mean so many things to different people. If you're a manager, I'm sure you want to know how to make your colleagues better or happy or inspired or motivated so that they can be able to bring more to the workplace or to bring joy to the workplace, to make the workplace a better place to be. And if that is the case, then you are ready to read your management books or to attend seminars and workshops, conferences that will make you a better version of yourself in terms of the skills that you need to be the best manager around. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for taking time to be here, because your dream is valid, and if it's valid, it must be realized and you must make it a reality. If you can hold on to your dream and then make it a reality, then what Christopher says could be true. And I'm so glad that you dared to dream, because not everyone dares to dream. Some people, they are very scared to become the best version of themselves. And you are not those people. You are different. Leave your comments and feedback below. And until next time, it's a goodbye today. Make today a day when you summon the will to realize your dream. Thank you and goodbye.